right. So,
Yes.
Doctor, let us start off with this award that you have now won. What does it mean for you and actually for the basic education sector?
Yeah, my name is Dr. Ngwako Stephen Sebopetsa. Yeah, I received this award from the international community, recognizing the excellence that I performed from the beginning as a teacher and as a principal up to now. I'm so grateful that in the country and also outside the country, they can recognize the work that I've been doing from my inception as the teacher up to now. What makes me very grateful is that people within my country, my province, and also the international community, they appreciate what I've done and celebrate with me while I'm still alive. Other people are not offered this opportunity. The memorial service are conducted. I think this is my memorial service while I'm still alive. Thank you.
Now, Doctor, we do know that the Limpopo province often is seen as a province that struggles when it comes to give quality education or to give education. Sometimes, I mean, learners do not necessarily have books in that particular province, but you are from the Limpopo province. What progress have you seen in the years that you have been within the education sector within that province?
Yes, my sister, you are correct that our province is more, each and every time, more or less the same, without books or inadequate resources. That one I accept. But according to me, that is not going to be the total hindrance of progressing in education. Infrastructure, for instance, contribute a minimal amount, but the major part is played by the principal, because the principal is the head of the institution, is the entry, and he is the exit of the school. Various management skills must be employed by the principal. If resources are not there, alternatives must be there, must be used. Previously, during the olden times of apartheid, resources were not there, completely resources were not there, but performance, the quality of education was very good. Limpopo province was a haven of education. During our time, we had people from Johannesburg, Soweto, whatsoever, attending schools in Limpopo because the Limpopo was the fountain of knowledge. But things have turned away because people are emphasizing the importance of resources. With me, yes, the resources are there, but they contribute a minimal amount. The contribution of the human resource is the great source which can make the schools to turn around. Thank you.
As a principal, what difficulties have you faced and how were you able to overcome them, especially in a province such as Limpopo?
Yeah, there are some other difficulties that I cannot control. As I indicated, the difficulty of resources, the difficulty of lack of infrastructure. But there are other difficulties that we need to sit down as stakeholders of education to make sure that we have alternatives so that education should be a very important instrument to change the nation. No nation can ever change without good education. If we sit down, complain, there will be no progress in our country. Let's support our government. Yes, we agree that resources are not enough, but we need to come with strategies as leaders, as principals, to ensure that schools are improving for the better. For instance, the acquisition of donors in business, the involvement of business in our schools can also assist. It needs creative mind of principals. It needs creative mind of supportive structures such as the SGB and even the teachers, so that our schools can become a haven, a fountain of knowledge and hope for those who are disadvantaged. It's not an excuse, according to me. Thank you.
Principal, this award that you have now been given, it's quite a huge award actually. And how do you think this will impact your work that you now do within the schooling environment and just what you do within the community?
Yeah, I think it will be an example to other principals that it is possible. Even if you are coming from a poor background, that is not going to be an excuse. I think because of my age, they may use me as an example to teach other principals how it happened so that they can be on more or less the same standard with our school where I teach. The lack of infrastructure, as I indicated, is not a precondition for improving the quality of education. The quality of education lies in the hands of a teacher and the principal. To give an example, on my studies on master's degree and on my doctor's degree, my thesis was centering on the role of the principal as the center of resuscitating the culture of teaching and learning. If the principal has no direction, there is no way that the school can improve. We need creative mind of principals who are the captains of this ship. If the captain has no direction, the ship will sink. The principal, I consider him as the engine for the success of the school. If ever the principal is there to complain, the principal is there to criticize, the principal is there to blame, we're leading to nowhere. I will encourage our dear principals and teachers, including the SGB, to form a unit which makes a school to reproduce quality education despite the adversaries that they come across, especially Limpopo province is a rural province with minimal resources. Thank you.
Now, Doctor, when you do retire, whenever that's going to be, what are your plans? What will you be doing?
Yeah, with my mind, as of now, I've got so many, 2-3 things that I'm doing. As of now, I'm attached to the University of Free State. We have opened a branch there. I'm the principal. We're working over the weekends and also on holidays, where we teach the qualified teachers to be specialists. If you remember, my sister, during the olden times, we had teachers who were teaching in the secondary schools. It was called JPTCD and so on. But now, phases where teachers have to specialize in phases, in the foundation phase, intermediate phase, and so on. Now, my role as of now, I have attached myself with the University of Free State. We've opened the center here for teaching. That is the other thing that will be keeping me busy so that I improve the quality of education at our local people. The other thing is that I'm intending to establish a foundation which deals solely with education matters, where we give advices after completing matric, what's supposed to be done, how to get the bursaries, how to make a career choices and so on. I think it's one of those things that in the rural areas, it's a challenge. People think that when you pass grade 12, that is the end. That is not the case. That is the beginning of education. Thank you.
Principal, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for allowing us to have this conversation with you. And thank you for your motivation to the other principals and teachers within just not the Limpopo province, but in the country as well. Just let us know, how long have you been teaching for? How long have you been in the basic education sector for?
It's long. I started working in 1985 in high school, where I worked as an ordinary teacher. I was promoted to become the departmental head in 1990. From there, I became the principal in 1995. Fortunately, I worked in different schools because of my skills and knowledge. The department has to place me here and there, go and assist. The school is falling apart, go and assist the situation. Then I arrested the situation. The school turned around from a dysfunctional to an effective school. As I speak to now, I'm proud to say, where the department requested me to go and assist, I set the standard. Those who came in, they emulated that it is possible, even if the adversaries are there, but they're not going to be the stumbling blocks Finally, before you close, I can say my background, where I come from, does not determine where I go. My background does not determine my foreground. My position coming from the rural, coming from the most disadvantaged village, does not mean that my future is a village. My future is not a village. My future is bright through hard work. I also have coined a certain slogan that makes me to succeed each and every time. The slogan says, hard work kills nobody. Nobody was killed because of working hard. Everything changes because of hard work. If you look at the country, China, where is it now? Because of hard work. In our case, it's opposite. We are going to reap the results if we're not careful. Thank you, Mrs. Stani.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Principal. I truly appreciate it. Such an honor speaking to you, and you've motivated me as well. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Mama. Enjoy your work, eh?
Thank you. Have a great day.
Same to you. Enjoy your work.
Bye.